Good morning. Today's Thursday, December the 12th, and this is The Drill. Thank you. I'm Ron, your host, and the only true conservative in the United States today. I'm a Desert Storm era veteran with an associate's degree, a Christian, and a registered independent. My podcast is made available through Spreaker and can be heard on iTunes, Spotify, Google, and YouTube. So, you think that you're a conservative? Do you consider yourself an environmentalist? Do you think of yourself as a leader or a change agent? Do you believe in exceptions, middle ground, compromise? Then you are not a conservative. Today, no conservative would do what Nancy Pelosi is doing. Conservatives need to appeal to their audiences in two ways, intellectually and psychologically. The right spends more time talking about promoting socialists and socialism, and I spend more time talking about or promoting conservatism. All that when I come back. Welcome back. No conservative would impeach without evidence. No conservative would make it up as they go along. Ms. Pelosi should be ashamed of herself, and her supporters should be ashamed of themselves. Conservatives should shame socialists that brag about impeaching the president. Conservatives should mock socialist impeachment by chanting DOA, DOA. Conservatives are better than socialists. When I come back, intellectual and psychological satisfaction. Thank you. Ethos, logos, pathos. That's the way that the Greeks did it. First, you tell people why they should listen to you, your credentials, etc. Second, you make your logical argument. And third, you make your emotional or psychological argument. The intellectual argument is the argument that makes sense, and the psychological argument is the argument that is emotionally satisfying. So-called climate change is a good example. Simply denying so-called climate change by lack of proof is intellectually correct, but leaves a psychological vacuum. If not global warming, climate change, then what? The use of a counter theory would fit the bill. For instance, global polarity. Now you have an argument that is not only intellectually satisfying, but psychologically satisfying as well. Next up, promote conservatism. Thank you and welcome back. The right spends more time talking about promoting socialists and socialism. You and I need to spend our time talking about promoting conservatism. What has our president done lately? What is going on with our men and women in uniform? What does our economic picture look like? Have more jobs been created? What about the unemployment figure? How is it going with international treaties? What's up with North Korea? When Mr. Lefty walks up to you and tries to talk to you about a conservative or presidential weakness, change the subject. There is no law that says we have to talk about whatever the left wants to talk about. Remember, they're not leaders and they're not change agents, and they don't even make a difference. Back in a minute. Thank you. In conclusion, shame on Mrs. Pelosi. Intellect and psychology are a double-edged sword, and don't forget to promote conservatism. Who is the true conservative? He's the person that understands that conservatism is not just about politics, but culture as well. He is not selfish, but minds his own business. He acts like an adult. He is patriotic and uses common sense. He expresses what he knows and does so with absolute certainty. He makes judgments, refuses to speculate, speaks clearly and definitively, and is not afraid to say no. He's open-minded, asking why rather than why not. He is consistent, credible, and influential. Not ashamed of his existence, unafraid to learn or correct his mistakes. He is a normal American, and he is better than the socialist. He is a better friend, father, brother, family member, and a better person, period. You have to know that. If you don't know with every fiber of your being that being a true conservative is best, then you are wasting your time. And that brings me to the conclusion of another episode of The Drill. Remember that the left has no authority, no power, and they can't win. Think about it.